Debit the speaker skill. Anyway, today's pop-up webinar is on Canva. We're just going to be talking about Facebook posts today. I've been working on the WordPress 4-week webinar series that I'm marketing, and I've been creating some Facebook images for that to share in the posts to help market it. But I just kind of wanted to give you an overview on Canva itself. One of the things I really like, and I did say in my emails that I'm accustomed to working with an image software. It used to be Photoshop when I worked at McGraw-Hill, but now it's GIMP, GIMP.com, which is a free tool. And it's okay as long as you understand how to work with it. In getting prepared for this webinar, I am amazed at what Canva can do. So let's just run over a couple of things because I think you might be surprised too. So while we are working on a Facebook post today, I wanted to show you some of the really other unique things that Canva can do. So I've logged on to Canva, and what I'm going to do is just tap this more here and have this drop down. And what this does is, so here it's showing you overall what are some of the more popular types of images that are created with Canva. If you come down here, you have social media posts, whether it's Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, apps, Instagram. They're here and they're very easy to use. The documents are something else, like a PowerPoint presentation or a presentation that you might use to do a video with, are here. One of the things I was really surprised with are the blogging and the ebooks. And is everybody able to see the blogging and the ebooks? Just want to make sure that you're with me given the technical difficulties we had yesterday. So if you could give me a yes in the chat, that would be really cool, as long as you're seeing it. The preview I have is pretty static, so I'm not seeing it on the preview scroll, but I am scrolling it in real life. So here, one of the things I worked on the other day was ebook. I thought this was a pretty cool template to have available so that you could actually create an ebook in a PDF format and be able to use it on Amazon, use it as a lead generation or something else like that. So Canva does you different things. You can see it comes down here, social media and email headers. And I just think it's a really great program to be able to use. So let's go back to the top and we'll just talk about Facebook posts today, because I think once you get the hang of doing a Facebook post, you should be able to go through all the aspects of Canva and be able to create content or images with Canva. And right now, besides video, so if you're on Facebook and you're doing Facebook Live videos from your phone, or if your computer's set up to do it, I know they're rolling it out really slow and you may have to install some other software to do a Facebook Live from your laptop. But it's all about video marketing and then visual marketing. So the cooler the image you can create, the more visibility you'll get as people give it a like or a thumbs up over at Facebook. So all you have to do is tap on the Facebook post, and it brings up your blank canvas here. Now, since I have been working on it, some of my other posts were shown back there. There's a couple of things that you can do. You can use one of these predetermined layouts, and when you roll over them, you see that in the one I'm rolling over right now has a $sign in the lower right-hand corner. That means that you're going to pay for it. I don't know how much you're going to pay for it. I've seen the images, and as we go through that, you'll see that a lot of their images, their frames, what they call their elements, are usually around $1. I don't know what these are, but then you can see this one right here. the letter or the notebook paper one, it's free, so you can use that. When you do something like this, tap one of these, you'll get the, for instance, if I tap holiday, you get the whole layout, and then you can tap on specific things. And I don't know if you can see the bounding box around this, but now this gives you the opportunity to change the text in this. So if that's something you want, that's you can use something like that. But I actually want to create my own Facebook element, and I did a couple. Let me go here to Canva. So it presents the most favorite ones used at the top when you log in, but these are the designs that I've created. So these were all created in different manners. So we'll go ahead and start doing one. So I'm just going to create my Facebook post. And I'm going to choose a background for it. So I can either choose, like I said, one of these pre-made ones, or I can come over here to the left and I have the choice of elements at the top, which are free photos, grids, frames, shapes, lines. These are all really cool to use. The text one allows you to add text to your image. And then there's a background one here where you can create a simple or use a simple background. So let's see, I've already done a purple one. So let's go for the pink one here. I'm just going to tap this pink one. And now I've got my background. So the next thing I want to do is add some elements to it to maybe give it some cuteness or something. So if I tap on photos, you can see that there are a wide variety of photos for you to use. It can scroll on forever. And these, as you can see, are free photos. You can scroll a long time on these and find the photo that's perfect for you to use. But if you don't want photos, go back to get the X here to X the photos out. Grids. Grids allow you to use multiple images. So if we scroll here, for instance, this one is different images side by side, a long image, two images at the top, and then one at the bottom. So if you have need for something like this where you want to highlight different images, then the grids are really great to work with. Frames are really nice. I just did this morning a frame, and while you see the default ones at the top, if you keep scrolling, now you start to see a little bit of variety in the frames that you're using. This one is actually looks like it's a laptop. Here's a tablet frame. Here's a frame, a traditional frame that you would recognize. So if you want to use frames around it, they're all available here. You can see that the free ones go on forever. And I think it's just great. It sure eliminates a lot of the problems with having to secure art. I personally have a subscription to a clip art website because I use so much art. And one of the reasons you want to use a tool like this is because you don't want to go to Google, do an image search, and come up with an image and just take it off the internet. I've had a couple of clients who've done that and been informed that the image was a copyright violation. And one client, they were asking for $120. She negotiated them down to $80. Another client, they wanted $2,600, but they were happy if she just took it off the website. So that's what we did. So using a tool like Canva protects you from any problem with copyright violations. So it's the same with shapes here, and shapes is actually one of the things that I really like. So let's come down and use some shapes. This was one of the shapes that I used in an image already. So I think I'm going to go with this shape right here. So all I have to do is tap it, and now it's here, but it's the color black. I don't necessarily want it. I could have it be the color black. I may not want it the color black. So what you do is come right up here to the left, and this is how you pick a color. So here are some default colors that they've given you, but you can also choose a different color by tapping the plus sign here, and that brings up the color wheel. And all you have to do is tap inside the color wheel, and we ladies all know that pink and purple go really well together. So maybe I'll choose a purple here. This is the what we call the hex, H-E-X color. So if you happen to know your color code, then you can just type it in there or just paste it in there. Unless you work in graphics a lot, you probably don't know a color code. So you can just go ahead and choose the wheel color. Also, if I take this little circle on the right-hand side and I slide it over, you can see in real time that it's lightening up the color over here. Let's just go ahead and tap off of that and pick that color. Now maybe I don't want it to be such a strong color. So if I come up here to the right, first of all, you see I can duplicate this so I can copy it and paste it elsewhere. This is the arrangement right here. So if I made a mistake and this was not on top, let's say this piece was on top, I can arrange it, and this is where you should be able to send it to the back. It doesn't look like it's going to let me do that yet. So we'll look at when we get the text on there. This little checker box type thing is the transparency, and this is where you can take that purple and you can actually pull it down to a transparent color where now you have the or the diamond shapes kind of showing through. And then this is a link. You could create a link here, but when you render the image, the link won't hold because it's a Facebook post share. But if you were working an ebook and you typed in text and you wanted the text to be hyperlinked, you would use this tool here. And if you do not like this piece that you've added, and you can tell that you're working with the top layer piece because you have these four corners here. And these are actually boxes that I can resize this top image if I'd like to do that. So that's what these items over here on the upper right are. So right now I'm pretty happy with the way it looks. And in a Word document, I have the next set of code pieces that I'd like to use. So I'm just doing a copy. And on the left side over here back at Canva, I'm going to tap this text tab. Now, I can add this, add a heading, a subheading, or body text. If I choose something down here like fairy stories, it actually puts the words fairy stories on there. And I cannot, oh, I guess I can change those words if I'd like to. I just have to highlight them. But I don't want to use this one. So because it's the bounding border and it's containing the text, I'm just going to use the trash can up here on the right side to delete it. And I'm going to go ahead and I can use, the heading will be large text, the subheading middle, medium text, and the body text will be smaller. However, once I place the text, I can easily grow the size of the text and change font up here on the left. So we get a new toolbar when we add the text. I can check out here So far, I really like this font here, the Ubuntu font. So I've chosen that now, and it just changed the font size. And now I'm going to paste in the content that I want to use. I can take this and make it wider, and you see the little half circle tabs on the right and the left side. That just lets me stretch it. When I get close to the edge of the text box, that's when you see my cursor change into the 4 arrows. So off the text box or the text, it is just a regular cursor that lets me edit the text. As I scroll or move my mouse up slowly, it shows the 4 arrows. That allows me to move the box around. So let's just move the box around. And then I would like this text to be bold. All I did with my mouse is double click 3 times. Actually, I clicked 333. Click, click, click. And that highlights all of it. And I can tap the bold. And I can also raise the font size over here. And again, I'll move it back up since the font size moved it. And then also, if I have the 4 arrows going and I use my mouse just to click, now I can use the keyboard arrows on my keyboard to fine-tune positioning of this text on the image. Now, I don't know, I kind of think white is a little heavy for it. So I can highlight the text and come up here to the text color, and I can pick a color if I want. So I'm going to see what it looks like with white. And there it is with white. I'd also really kind of like to see it with purple. So let's go ahead and tap. I'm going to take this dark purple color that was already up there. Yeah, I think that works for me. Now, you can upload your own images. So if I tap on the left, the uploads, you can see that I've already uploaded several images here that I've used in previous posts that I've made. And I think I'm going to take my black WordPress icon and put that up there. All I did was tap on the WordPress icon and it placed itself up there. I've got my 4 arrows. So I'm going to somewhat make it consistent with the other posts that I've created by using the icon. And if I want, again, I can tap on the icon and I can pull up and it's a little larger. I can also skew it by using this piece at the bottom. So I can twist it around if that's what I want to do. So let's see, oh, it needs to be moved. I use my arrows on my keyboard to move it more easily. And that gives me a post now for my Facebook page. Up here on the blue toolbar, you can see that my changes have not been saved yet. There is an automated process to save the changes. It doesn't always, it's not very fast. Sometimes it saves it right away, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm just going to come over to File, and I'm going to manually save the changes myself. And now you can see that it's changed to all changes saved. So I think it's pretty much ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and download it. Now, the PNG that it recommends, the PNG, so normally we're accustomed to an image.jpg. An image.png is a larger file size. And a PNG is really great if you want a transparent background. But for what I'm doing, I like the colors that I have. I don't want any transparent background in here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this drop-down menu, and I'm going to take the JPEG instead. And you can see here, if you were creating an ebook, this is where you would choose one of the PDF settings. The standard PDF setting would be good if you're just going to deliver the ebook over the web. But if you are going to print it, they've given you a PDF print option as well. So I'm choosing the JPEG, and now I'm just going to download it. So it's just preparing the design right now. It's also giving me a way to share it right away if I want. And I have a, there it is. And this is my social media shares that I have been working with. Oh, I forgot a piece. Let's go back to that. There's one last piece I'm setting up, and I'll have to do a different webinar with you guys one day on it. So I'm going back to text. I'm going to use the body text. And I want to pull that body text down. So what my goal is with this is I'm working to subtly market the WordPress 4 week without being in everybody's face about, oh, I'm having this webinar, oh, I'm having this webinar. So I don't want to be shouting at them. When I put the URL here, and it's, let's just do this one, I'm marketing it on 2 different platforms. So I'll just do with Deb, since that's what you guys know me as. So webwithdeb.com and then WordPress. And what I have done with that, I'm also going to make the text mode. And I'm going to raise the size of it. And change it to my favorite one. What I've done with this, and it's pretty easy for me to do because I'm a programmer. If you know how to use HTML and redirect a URL, you can do it too. If you have a webmaster, they can do this for you. You create an HTML document that you put at the root level of your website. And the root level, when we put your files onto your piece of property for your hosting, your root level index.html or index.php is the root level that tells somebody when you type in your URL, this is what they're going to see. So you can put in what we call a redirect URL. So what I've done is I've created an HTML document. I've titled it WordPress.html. And inside I have put the redirect code so that when somebody types in webwithdeb.com/WordPress, they go to the landing page that markets the event. So you can talk to your webmaster about that. Actually, I'm going to make it purple and see if that's something they can do for you. And again, it depends if what kind of site you have as to how you manage this. I don't know. My site is a WordPress site, of course, and it gives me a blank page template that makes creating a landing page really easy. And for those of you who don't know what a landing page is a page you market. There's no navigation on the landing page to click on for them to leave the landing page. So when you go here, all you're going to see is the single page that markets the event. So you can't, there's no home button. There's no blog button. There's nothing for you to click that would take you off the landing page. A landing page serves a specific purpose. It could be for lead generation where you're giving away something in exchange for people's email addresses. It could be an event that you're marketing. It could be any number of things that you would use a landing page for. So that's what I've done here, and I want to make sure that on my images, there's the URL that lets them go to find out more information if they'd like that information. So now, again, looking up here at changes and whether they're saved or not, I see that they've unsaved changes. So I'm going to go to File again, save those changes, and now I'm going to download this. And because I'm marketing this workshop on 2 different pages on Facebook, I'm going to make sure that when I download this, that I name it correctly so that I know which page to upload it to when I'm ready to do this. And you can see here in the images that I've already created, you see that I've duplicated them. So WWD means Web with Dev. So this is going to be for Web with Dev. And because I have saved this, if I go back to Canva, just using the Canva tab up there, the name, you can see right here in this area that these are my designs. And you can see that there's WordPress WW3 WWD. I forgot to rename my image here. So it's Fairy because that was the name of the template on Canva. So I'm going to click that to edit it. And here's the name right here on the blue bar next to the share. I just tap that. And now I can rename it. And this is WD4. There's space there. And I'm done. And I've already saved it. So now what I can do is to come back here and tap on this and make it Speakers Guild USA.com, which is my real day job. And I'm going to move that down. It kind of moved itself up a little bit. Just take it down a tad. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it to see if it's in the center or not. I don't think that people really on Facebook check that as much. So I'm going to go to File. Again, I'm going to save it. Now this time it's Speakers Guild USA that I want to save it. So I want to rename this one to just WordPress 4. And I'm going to download this one. And you're probably not going to be doing what I'm doing, duplicating these images for 2 platforms. But if you do, just pay attention to what you've named everything so that you don't have any problems with accidentally overwriting something. And in these ones, I used a 0, so I'm going to keep with my naming convention. And now I've got that one. Now all I have to do is go over to Facebook. Let's go over to Web with Dev. And I'm just going to share a photo, upload it, and we're going with Web with number 4. And because I already put the URL onto the image, I'm just going to straight share it. and I'm not going to worry about a URL and image. Have you noticed, if you watch this when I scroll up on the image, have you noticed that Facebook magnifies them a little bit? So watch when I scroll up and the image will actually get a little bit larger. There it goes. It's really subtle, but you'll have to check it out when you get over to your Facebook timeline. So there I am. There's my image. It gives a little bit of information about WordPress and why I think it's cool. It's got the logo on there. It got my website address on there. And so you can now take and go to Canva and create pretty much any type of image you'd like to use. You could create a, um, a, a cover art for your Facebook page. You can create cover art for a Facebook group that you're in. All the other opportunities that you have here at Canva to be able to choose all of these. So it's a great tool. To be honest with you, I absolutely love it. Even though I can use an imaging software, this is so easy, so fast. It's really cool to be able to use it. So I would encourage all of you to go over there and play with it. Have a good time with it. You can always email me, Deborah or actually it's Deb, D-E-B, at webwithdeb.com. You know, the reason I always go by Deb personally, even though I was a Debbie growing up, but then when I was publishing a newspaper and I saw Debbie Simpson next to my image, my headshot, I thought, ooh, that looks not good. So I reluctantly went to Deborah, fell in love with Deborah, but everybody calls me Deb, and that's really my favorite. So when I decided that I wanted to have a URL that was to remember, I thought about my Starbucks experience. And Starbucks will spell Deborah any different way. It's a number of ways they'll spell Deborah. Nobody misspells Deb. So if you want any information, you can certainly reach out to me. It's Deb at webwithdeb.com. Be happy to answer questions, or if you want me to do a different tutorial, I could be doing these pop-up webinars pretty regularly. I love doing this stuff and sharing with you guys. So that's kind of it for the webinar this week, or the webinar this week. I'm going to go ahead and put the post up to Web with Deb, and I will email the link out to all of you. So I hope you've found this helpful, and I'm going to go ahead and let us all go. So I'm going to end the sharing right now and the event. So thanks for coming, and I hope to see you at the next webinar pop-up.